Hello beautiful people, and welcome to this week's video. So this is the first of a 12-week series of lessons that are going to be based around Sthira and Sukka, or strength and peace. So I love the idea that we can build strength within ourselves to carry us forward, but in a peaceful way, for the sake of peace, rather than building strength for the sake of violence, which is, we've got a lot of that going on in the world at the moment. So these lessons are aimed at all abilities, and the difference this time is that I'm going to be teaching a chair yoga class as part of the face-to-face classes that I teach. So a lot of the lesson I'll just be doing from on the mat, but there will be places where you'll see I'll swap to being on a chair, and that's just to show the chair people how to do the postures in that place. So today we're going to be working on looking at strengthening the arms and the legs. And also we're going to be doing some breathing for strength and peace as well. So we're going to begin by coming into a nice comfortable seat. We're just going to take a little bit of time to really drop into the now, letting go of anything that you might have going on at the moment. Just let it go and know that you can come back to it afterwards. Just give yourself this time to really be here. So I'm going to invite you to place your left hand on top of the right like this, so that the back of the left hand is resting in the right hand. So they're over each other like this. I hope you can see that. And then I'm going to put the two pads of the thumbs together. Hopefully you can see that too. And I'm just going to rest them down. So this is a peaceful mudra for the purposes of meditation and contemplation. So I'm going to invite you just to close your eyes or lower the gaze and come into this moment, bringing your awareness into the nose and your awareness of the beautiful breath moving gently and sweetly in and out through the nose. The breath of life that we cannot live without, and perhaps bringing a little bit of gratitude now into that place as well. Lovely. So we're now going to just blink open the eyes, and we're going to just change the mudra to this mudra, which we did a bit of, or we did it certainly one week last term. So this is called the lotus flower mudra, or the flower mudra. And so you can see I've got my little finger and my thumbs together. The other fingers are splayed out. And what we're going to do is going to raise it up and see if we can bring it up and put it on top of the head. So you might not be able to do that, in which case you can just have it just in front of the head here. And that's absolutely fine. So just for a moment, just imagine yourself as a little flower. Beautiful. So flowers are peaceful. You don't ever get a not peaceful flower, but at the same time as being peaceful, they are also very, very strong. And some of them do, you know, some of them obviously do eat animals and things, but I'm just saying that in their essence they are very strong because they have to grow up from the soil, but they are also very patient and very peaceful. So we're going to try and see if we can bring that sense into the class. So just sitting quietly on your chair or on your mat. And then we're going to start to make some movements with the arms. So we're going to bring the arms up in front of us and over the head, and then bring them down to the sides. So inhaling, taking the arms forwards and up, Exhaling, bringing them down. See if you can take them as far behind you as possible. I'd like you to imagine that you've got a bubble around you, and this bubble is symbolising your aura. And imagine yourself stroking your aura. So all the way forward, stroking your aura, and all the way backwards. Beautiful. And then we'll just stop there for a moment. Take the hands either onto the back of the chair or onto the floor, and we're just going to push the chest and the navel forwards for a moment, taking a breath there. And then we're going to do what we were just doing, but do it backwards. So bringing the arms up and over the head and then forward. So exhaling on the way down. So they come behind you, and we're going to inhale as we bring the arms up and exhale as we take them forwards. Notice that my fingers are really spread wide. So I'm really stretching through the fingers. Beautiful. Last time. And then coming down and just resting your hands onto your knees or onto the ground in front of you if you're sitting on the mat. So now from here we're going to come up and we're going to bring the arms out at shoulder height, stretching through the fingers, really trying to open the fingers wide. And I'm going to invite you just to breathe here. See if you can relax your shoulders. Just let the shoulders drop. And breathing here. And if it starts to become interesting in the tops of your arms, just trying to be with that sense. This is a place where we're trying to strengthen the arms here. Couple more breaths here. Beautiful. And then we're going to bring the hands forward and come down into a forward fold, dropping the head down. From here, we're going to move the hands over to, well, I'm going to the right, to the left. You can go to whichever side you want, making sure that hip joint stays rooted to the ground. And we're going to exhale and just let the head drop down. Beautiful. So then we're going to move back through centre and coming over the other leg. It'll feel very differently on this side if you've got cross legs. So we're going to come back to the centre. And then we're going to raise up again. Make sure that all 4 of the legs are on the floor. So working with this forward fold, we're going to take the arms out and then coming forward, bending down into the forward fold. Now if this doesn't work for you because it's not possible to get down, then having a block or a book or a couple of books or something that you can use to help you. So these blocks are good. They can be like this, they can be like that. If you haven't got any, I would really recommend getting some. Anyway, and so from here, if this is good for you, letting the head drop down, making sure you're nice and secure on the chair, that you're not going anywhere. And then we're going to walk the hands over to one side. If you're using a block, or if you're not using a block, then that's fine too. Coming back all the way over to the other side. And then when we do it again, you can come over to this side. And if you're holding a block, that's great. And then we're going to open the arm out like this. And then come round the other way and open the arm the other way, coming back through. Beautiful. Again, and we're going to bring the leg that's at the back and take it forward. So if you're on a chair or if you've got your legs out long, you're just going to be doing this in the same position as you were. If you had your legs crossed, just bring the other leg in front. Okay, so we're going back into this forward position here. And this time we're going to go back to the second side first. So whichever side you did second, do it first on this side. You'll see I can't go very far here because I've got a bad knee, so I have to look after it. And then from here we're going to keep the same side that you're bending over to. Keep that arm down, and we're going to raise this arm out. So we're coming into a little bit of a twisty side bend. So raising that arm up, and then we can take it into a really lovely side bend here. Beautiful. And then drop that hand down, and then we're going to walk the hands all the way over to the other side. Drop the weight of the head down. Keep that hand down, same side as you're going. Lift the other arm up, opening up, having a look at that hand. It's a bit of a twist and a bit of a side bend, and then we're going to reach over right into the side bend. Lovely. And then drop that hand down and coming over to the middle and then coming back up. So I'm now going to show the chair people what we're doing on the chair. I might not do that, but anyway. It was like this, wasn't it? So, and then gently coming back up to the starting position. So I've turned around so you can see what I'm doing from the side here, because we're going to do some cat and cow from seated. So hands on the knees, you can do this on the chair or on the mat. And then we're going to inhale, and I'm going to invite you to imagine you've got a cord from your navel that's pulling your navel forward, but you're trying to keep your shoulders where they are. So you can kind of give yourself a bit of a tug on the knees and take the chin slightly up. And then as you exhale, again, trying to keep the shoulders where they are. But what we're going to try and do is literally trying to take the navel back, so it's the middle of the back is going backwards. Trying to keep the shoulders kind of where they are. So inhaling, taking the navel forward, head up slightly. Exhale, taking the navel back. So we do that once more. Inhale, taking the navel forward. Exhale, taking the navel back. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to take the legs forward if you're sitting on the mat. If you're sitting on a chair, I'll show you in a tick. And from here, we're going to engage the feet, so bringing the toes back towards the body. So this is really engaging the back of the legs. And then we're going to raise the arms up above the head. See how that opens everything up. And then exhale, bringing the hands down, and we're going to interlace the fingers behind. And we're going to try and see if we can take the hands right down and out away from us. I can't go very far because I've got tight shoulders, just doing what you can do. And then from here, we're going to bring the hands back onto the fronts of the leg, and we're just going to come to where we can come. So we're doing a little forward bend here. I can't go very far. Just go to where you can go. And then once you've got to where you can go, so you might have your hands on the mat, you might have your hands here, or on your feet, wherever is a good place for you. And once you get to somewhere that feels like it's kind of okay for you, then you can drop the head. And remembering to keep the feet engaged, so keep the toes moving towards you, and that really helps to open up the back of the body. And then let the head go. Okay, so from here, sitting nice and forwards on the chair, so you've got space behind you, because we're going to be taking our arms out in a minute, so make sure you've got a bit of space. We're going to take the feet out in front and see if you can be on the heels, so that your legs are straight but you're sitting, you've got a good base sitting on the chair. And we're going to bring the arms up exactly as we've just done with the people on the mat, and then bring the hands behind, interlace the fingers, and then just see, I mean, you might have, your chair might be in the way, but just take your hands out as far as you can and looking up a little bit. Beautiful. So then we're going to bring the hands forward, and this is where I'm going to come down into a forward fold like this, but if that feels too much for you, then I would recommend, if you haven't got a yoga belt, get one. But for today, you could just use a dressing gown cord. And what you can do is you can just put that down over the feet and then just grab hold of that and just go to where you can go, and then just gradually help yourself to come down. And don't push this. Just go to where it's comfortable. It might be that you can come all the way down and over, remembering to keep the feet flexed, just like we were for the people on the mat, so that that's still engaging the backs of the legs here, and just letting the head go. So wherever you are, I'm going to invite you now to come down and meet me in a seated position to do some breathing. So I'm going to go through this little breathing practice. I'm going to show you what to do, but then I would suggest that you turn the video off, practice it for 5 or 10 minutes, and then come back again and join me again. So you can do this breathing practice either sitting on the mat or sitting on a chair. And it's very simple. All we're going to do is we're going to take that mudra that we did at the beginning, which is the peaceful mudra. So this is the left hand sitting gently on top of the right hand with the 2 thumbs together, and just put that down gently in your lap. Beautiful. So this is a very peaceful pose here. And we're just simply going to do a gentle breathing in and out practice with a little mantra, which is it's just some simple words that we can say in our head. So I'm going to invite you to breathe in fully into the belly, and then up into the rest of the lungs. And then just let the breath come out however it wants to come. So as you breathe in, you breathe down into the belly first, and then up into the rest of the lungs, coming right up to the very top of the lungs, and then exhaling out, just gently in your own time. So by the time you reach the top, you'll be fully expanded with air, but don't make it a sort of, just make it a gentle but full breath. Beautiful. So as you are breathing gently in and out, you can begin to bring the mantra into your mind. And this mantra is, I breathe in strength, I breathe out peace. So as you're breathing in, I breathe in strength. As you're breathing out, I breathe out peace. Beautiful. So stop the video and come back when you've practiced it for a few moments. If you are using a chair, come into all fours like this. So you're going to bring the hands onto the chair and bringing feet about hip width apart underneath the hips. And from here, we're all going to do some cat and cow. So people on the mat and people doing the chair. We're going to inhale, looking forwards. If you're on the chair, you can bend your legs a little bit. So we're taking the spine downwards. And then on the exhale, we can take the spine to the ceiling, looking between the knees. So we're doing the same whether you're kneeling on the mat or if you are on the chair. We're doing cat and cow here. Just for a couple of moments. It's almost the same as we did sitting. And then from here, we're going to come into a downward dog. So if you're on a chair like this, what you're going to do is you're going to step the feet back to the back of the mat, keeping your hands here, dropping down onto the heels, bending the legs, and then from here you're going to let the shoulders drop. So you might not come down as far as me, you might come further. So keeping a nice bend in the knees, having them straight here can be a bit strong on the hamstrings. So just really seeing if you can drop the chest down towards the floor, let go of the head. So this is a modified downward dog. So those people who have been on the mat doing this, we're going to tuck the toes coming up into the dog and making sure we've got sun ray fingers, so the weight's going all the way through the fingers, and we're going to drop one heel, bending the other knee and doing it the other way. So just do that a couple of times. And the people on the chair can do this too, bending one knee and then the other. Lovely. And then just take another little gentle sink down. See if you can really drop the chest down towards the floor. Let go of the head. And then we're going to walk the feet towards the hands towards the feet. So chair people can just let go of the chair and come into this lovely standing forward bend. Now if you've got any problems with blood pressure, you can just make sure you keep your head at the same level as your heart. If you're okay with that, just dropping the head down, keeping a nice bend in the knees. And we're going to breathe here, just really letting go. Let's take hold of opposite elbows and just rock a little bit from side to side. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, in your own time, with a nice straight back, we're going to come up to standing. So we're going to do a couple of standing poses now. If you're working with a chair, it's a really good idea to have it next to you to help you with balance. Okay, we'll just start in Tadasana, so you might not need it to begin with. So we're just going to look down at our feet, make sure that they're hip width apart, maybe just give your shoulders a bit of a shrug and give the hands and the arms a bit of a shake, and then let go. Spending a moment here in Tadasana. Beautiful. So then from here we're going to raise the arms up. So raising the arms up and out from the body, and we're going to do a little bit more of that, strengthening the arms here. Lovely. And then we're going to drop the hands down, and if you need your chair, hold on to it. Otherwise we're going to bring the arms up in front of us and see if we can come up onto tiptoes. And coming back down. So this may really not work for you, in which case hold on to a chair, but don't hold on to it too tight. It may be that you just literally just need to have your fingers on it, just to give you a little bit of kind of emotional help, as it were. Oh, she says nearly falling over. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of standing twists, and the idea of this is to try and keep the pelvis pointing forwards while the arms and the shoulders are going to twist. So we're trying to isolate the top of the body from the bottom of the body. Probably the hips will move a little bit, but we're trying to work towards that. Okay, so we're going to begin by opening the arms up. Hold on to your chair if you need it. We're going to take a couple of breaths here again, and then we're going to inhale and see if we can twist the top of the body round. Now if you need your chair, I would turn this way so that when you twist you can hold on to your chair if you feel like you need that, but hopefully most people won't need it. So as you inhale, so looking behind you but trying to keep your pelvis pointing forwards. And we're going to just take that back arm as far back as we can. Couple of breaths here. Beautiful. Then we're going to exhale and come forwards. Inhale, going back the other way. So really trying to see if you can isolate the two areas of the body, the top of the body and the bottom of the body. You might be really feeling it in the arms now. See if you can carry on. If you need to take your arms down to rest, then do. But see if you can challenge yourself, because we're really strengthening the arms today in a peaceful way. Beautiful. And then just bring the arms down and give them a bit of a shake. Okay, so we're going to do some gentle warriors now. If you need a chair to steady you, I would suggest having one at the front of the mat on one side and another one on the other side at the back of the mat. I'm not having that there because it will get in the way, but just so that you know. And so we're going to come first of all into our warrior one position. So standing in the middle of the mat, let's take I'm taking my left foot back, but you can do what you like. You can mirror me if you like. And just drop that heel down to where it wants to gently go. And then just take the front foot to wherever it wants to go. It's just lift up the back heel and then drop it down. And just see what it feels like. Make sure you're in a good position that feels quite solid to you. And then looking down in front of your front knee, you should be able to see your toes. And let's just take a moment breathing here. If you need to hold on, just hold on to the chair. Otherwise, we're just breathing and being in this really solid warrior one bottom position. Lower position, should I say. And then we're going to inhale, raising the arms up. And again, keeping the hand down on the chair if you need support. Beautiful. So then we're going to open up to warrior two. So you're opening it up towards the front like this. Again, taking the hand down onto the chair if you need it. Otherwise, we can have the front arm going out in front and looking along that front arm. So we're trying to keep everything not still exactly, because we need to move to be able to stay in the posture. And of course we're breathing, but just seeing if you can find a place that feels comfortable and solid. Now we're going to take a look over the back arm, make sure it's in the right place. Mine was a bit over. And then look back along the front arm. Beautiful. Now we're going to flip the front palm so it's facing up. Take the back palm to the back of the back leg and bring that arm up. This is peaceful warrior. So we're looking up at the top arm, really dropping the weight down. Again, if you need support, you might have a chair here. Then inhaling, we're going to come back up to just the warrior one legs, interlacing the fingers and bringing the hands out behind on the inhale. Exhale, we're going to come forward, so pivoting forward into humble warrior. If you need to take hold of the chair, take hold of it. Then we're going to bring the hands either down onto the ground or onto some blocks if you need some. And we're going to see if we can just straighten that front leg. It might not straighten, in which case that's fine. And then bending the front leg to come back up, and we will come and do it on the other side. So same thing, starting in the middle of the mat. I'm going to take my back foot backwards first, front foot forwards, and then rising up onto the toes of the back foot and letting that heel go down to where it feels comfortably. Hands on the hips and just seeing if I can bring everything so it's forward a bit. Looking down to make sure I can see my big toe. And then from here, holding on if you need to, raising the arms up above the head. Breathing here. And then on an inhale, we're going to open to warrior two. So if you need help, take it. Otherwise, we're going to look along the front arm. Taking a couple of breaths here. making any adjustments you need for anything at all. And then we're going to look along the back arm, look along the front arm. Beautiful. How are your arms feeling? So we're going to flip the front palm, take the back palm down to the back leg, looking up at the top arm, holding on to the chair if you need it. And then we're going to come back round to warrior one, lower part. Interlace the fingers the other way, this time the way that feels awkward. And we're going to take the arms out away from the body, slightly looking up. And then on an exhale, coming forward into our humble warrior. If you need blocks, use blocks. And then we're going to just see if we can straighten the front leg, coming gently into the pyramid. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to make our way down onto the mat. So just do whatever you need to get down. We're going to come and do a couple of counter poses before the relaxation. So if you're on a chair doing this, we're just going to take a little simple twist. So just take one leg over the other if you can do that. Take the opposite hand over that knee and just take yourself round. You might be able to hook your elbow round here. And then we'll just do it the other way. That's right. And then just making any movements. You might want to do a little bit of a wriggle or any movements that you want to from here. So if you're down on the mat doing the counter poses, just come down to semi-supine. So knees bent with the heels behind the bottom, arms out to the side, and we're going to gently take one leg over the other and just drop the legs down to the side and look over the other way. And then we'll come back to the centre, take the other leg over, do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to invite you to bring one leg up into the chest. So you can do this if you're sitting on the chair as well. Just squeeze the leg in and lift the head to go towards the knee, and then do that on the other side. And then just do whatever you need for a moment. So you might want to have a stretch, you might want to have a rock around on the back, whatever suits you. And then when you're ready, we're going to come down into our Shavasana for some peaceful rest. So just dropping the feet out to the sides, just letting them go to where they go naturally. Arms out to the sides, slightly away from the body. If you're sitting in a chair, just make sure that you're going to be safe there and you're not going to fall asleep. Just relax the body. And take as long as you like here. Really try to maybe have a little bit of a scan of the body, to really let yourself be here without any movement. Just breathing gently in and out through the nose. And don't move just because I do. Stay there as long as you like. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And if you would like to support me, then it would be great if you wanted to like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you wanted to make a comment, that's amazing because it can really help. And if you really want to support me and you would like to make a donation, then you can contact me via the email at the end and the beginning of the video. Thank you so much again. Namaste.